What's going on, everybody? I'm back with another video for my Omi homies, and in today's video I'll be talking about why I believe the Omi token is greatly undervalued at its current price. I'll also be talking about all the information coming out of yesterday's AMA and giving you my reaction to it, so stick around. There is a lot to talk about. If you like the content, make sure you smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. Now, let's get into it. So at the time of this recording, the Omi price is currently at 0.0064, which is all good considering the fact that the coin is up approximately 20% in the last month and over 100% in the last 2 months. Now, these are great returns. Over 100% in 2 months is strong price action, and momentum is building and things are moving in the right direction. However, the fact remains that we are still under our all-time high, which came all the way back in March when the coin went parabolic and topped a penny before bottoming out with the rest of the market, and it still has a ways to go, nearly 2x, before it gets back to that all-time high. Now, before I unpack and analyze yesterday's AMA, I want to first discuss why I believe the Omi token is currently undervalued and why I am treating this period as an accumulation phase. Back in August, I made this spreadsheet where I started tracking the revenue that VEVE was generating from the Marvel drops. And as you can see, in that period, which I believe was just 1 month, they generated over $12 million in revenue. And extrapolated out over a 12-month period, that revenue would project to approximately $150 million. So that's $150 million in projected revenue if they could keep up with that pace and rate of drops and continue to sell them out. But we know that they will be increasing their drop rate. So let's say they double the number of drops and manage to grow their user base and sell all of those out. That could be $300 million in revenue. Now consider the VEVE-verse is on its way. Consider the sale of land and accessories within the VEVE-verse and other ways that they may be able to monetize it. And you're looking well beyond $300 million in projected revenue. Now, VEVE and Omi is unique in the crypto space because, as Dan always points out, they have 1 foot in the real world and 1 foot in the crypto space. Now, a lot of crypto projects are just built around ideas and they're not generating any revenue, right? Look at something like Cardano that's had a multi-billion-dollar market cap. It's one of the top ranking coins, has yet to even get off the ground. All right, but a project like VEVE and Omi is already generating revenue. And for me, when I try to determine how to value a company or a project, I always try and look at comparables and see how others in the space are valued. Now, it's difficult to find a comparable for Omi, but I do think you can look at Roblox, which occupies some of the same space. Of course, it leans more towards gaming, but it does occupy the metaverse universe. It's a high growth company in a fast growing sector, just like Omi. And although it's a stock and not a crypto, and I know the two things are valued differently, it is interesting to look at Roblox's revenue and its valuation versus VEVE's revenue and Omi's valuation. So Roblox trades on the stock exchange at $84 a share and has a market cap of approximately $48 billion at the time of this recording. If you take a look at their quarterly financials in Q2 of 2021, Roblox generated $454 million in revenue. If you extrapolate that out over a year, that is $1.8 billion in revenue. $1.8 billion in revenue versus a $48 billion market cap means that Roblox is currently trading at 26 times its revenue. It's got a price to share ratio of approximately 26. So if Omi were valued similarly to a company like Roblox and traded at 26 times its projected revenue, Omi today would have nearly a $4 billion market cap, which would put the token price at 2.5 cents. But we know that this is outdated revenue data, and they are likely to exceed that by a lot in the coming months and year. And so let's say that VEVE is able to generate $250 million over the next 12 months. Let's say you were to value that similar to how Roblox is valued with a PS ratio of times 26. That would put Omi at a $6.5 billion market cap, which would give the Omi token a value of approximately 4 cents per token. So I do believe that as a crypto project and as a business, Omi is currently undervalued at its current price, and I look at these levels and this phase as an accumulation period, because I think that the only thing that's really holding it back is that delayed migration to Immutable and the Ethereum blockchain, which will set off a chain of events that we all know are coming, including Omi utility and hopefully a listing to a major exchange, which will provide accessibility to people, because this is what Omi needs. All right, people need to have access to it. That will drive the price up and bring it to a fair valuation. So now let's get into yesterday's AMA and unpack all the information that was given to us. Of course, they talked about Disney, which David described as huge, as the IP they own covers 60 to 70% of brands you know and grew up with. And just like what happened to Marvel, the Disney partnership is bringing about more awareness. I've seen major publications and big YouTube channels covering this partnership, and so it's really a milestone for VEVE. In regards to the Immutable migration, they stated that technical difficulties and optimization issues have been resolved, and they are currently running through tests internally. Minting of NFTs will kick off at the end of next week if all goes well, and delay is not expected. But keep in mind that both VEVE and Immutable are startups, so things can happen. So it looks like now the earliest that this migration will occur is middle of November. So hopefully all things go smoothly and that migration occurs and we can just keep it moving. In regards to gem to fiat MTL conversion, they stated that we anticipate opening up our first users by the end of next week. So they're going to start with a small group and scale up shortly thereafter. So maybe we'll see that open up to everyone come December before the end of the year. That would be huge for VEVE. They also stated that they are updating the apps, and comic updates should be out next week with the integration of comics into the main store landing page. They'll also be undergoing a market restructure of the comic section, and they stated that the updates will extend to the collectibles. Vertical scrolling lists for both comics and collectibles are coming. Of course, this is important because the app does need work. It is clunky. It's not very intuitive. So this is a step in the right direction. I'm going to scroll down a little to a question that was asked by Andre Jick, who has come back to the Omi homies. Welcome back, Andre. He asks, is there a trick to getting drops, or will we have lotteries in the future? They stated that they are looking into lottery measures, which a lot of people will be happy about, as it will help curtail the use of bots. But they still want to maintain the same sense of excitement that comes with drops. And so they're going to have to find a balancing act to make the system more fair, but also maintain the level of excitement. They talked about the Master Collectors Program, which was detailed earlier in the week in a Medium article. And importantly, they stated that this is our first iteration and it is still subject to change. We love getting feedback from the community, and to me, this is what makes this team so great, is that they listen to the community and they try to work on things to accommodate the community. They talked about the Master Collectors Program being a rewards/gamification system for VEVE, and they talked about how they want people to buy collectibles because they love collectibles. The points should be a bonus to that and should really just expand on the experience of collecting. In regards to Showroom version 2, everything is ready to go at this point. However, as it is a major update, they just want to make sure that the timing is right and they don't cause any issues in the app before Disney and DCon happen. So this is ready to go, but they're going to wait to roll it out. Question was asked, how will MCP points factor into buying VEVEverse land? And the answer was, points will not get you land. In order to qualify for land, there will be several qualifications that need to be met. Unless it's something we've said or published officially, it's wise not to assume. Someone asked if there were any updates on the final James Bond collectible release, and they said that it is delayed slightly as they just want to make sure it's perfect when it comes out. Then there was the question of whether Ecomi is still scheduled to be in more exchanges by the end of the year, and is it contingent on the IMX migration? And they said yes, it is contingent on IMX. Post-immutable, they will release more info as available, so it sounds like an exchange is coming. Hopefully we get one by the end of the year, but if not, I would expect some more exchanges, hopefully a major exchange, first quarter 2022. So those were the major points that were made during yesterday's AMA. I tried to condense everything for the sake of time. One other thing that they did say was that we can expect more utility out of the NFTs in the months and years to come. So like we had that James Bond movie ticket come out, and now we have the Disney Plus partnership that gets you access to a Disney Plus subscription through the NFT. They'll be thinking of new ways to bring utility to the NFTs in the coming weeks and months. But that's that with the AMA, and that is why I believe that the OMI token is undervalued at its current price. I hope that you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit the like button. It helps get this video out to more OMI homies. Consider subscribing to the channel. I hope you all have a great weekend and a great Halloween. As always, stay happy, stay healthy, and stay safe. I will see you in the next video.